Haha, and here we are. You can see the bike is tilted sideways with the clutch cover and clutch basket up. So we're running it up, do all that good stuff, put it in gear and it dies. Just the clutch, dies. After it was warmed up, so I let it warm up good just to make sure the oil is okay. And the only thing I can think of, because all the clutch plates look okay, is the clutch basket. Now see these grooves? That will cause that. Now here are the ones I've repaired. But you see those grooves right there? Those can cause that. So I'm going to go ahead and lightly file these down, and then we'll put it all back together and we'll see how it rides. You see, not everything goes smooth. Now I wasn't told there was a clutch issue, but it had to have been present, not unless the old oil may have been a different viscosity, may have masked that problem, but it's not masked now. So it definitely has a clutch issue. Now you can get it by giving it some gas, put it in gear and hold the clutch in. I can get it to stay not idle, revving it up, but as soon as you let it idle or as soon as you do anything, it pretty much wants to die. Now I did ride it, just keeping that in mind that I had to give it a few revs, but it rode fine. But now I've got to address this problem. So we'll show you how we put it back on, but I wanted to go ahead and get it taken off to see what the problem was. So we'll be back. All right, we have located the inner basket. So let's go ahead and there's a washer that goes on first. Let's slide that on there and then slide the inner basket. Now I do have this in first gear to make everything a little easier. And then we'll go ahead and put our plates in. You've got two of these style friction plates. One goes in the front, one goes in the back. They've got slotted grooves. So go ahead and just start stacking them up. Got that. Then you've got, now our friction plates do look like there's some heat that's been, they've been subjected to. So it might be a good idea to sand these down with some like 1500 grit. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but I'm going to look at all of them. I'll inspect them. But so next would go friction plate, another clutch plate, and so on until you've used all the ones. And then last you'll have another of those angled ones. But I am going to go ahead and look at all these. There is some burn, some heat. You can see that. That's not a good sign. So this has had some problems for a while probably. But we will be back in just a little bit. Alright, we've got the plates installed. Next thing we're going to want to do is to actually put the last washer on, which it does have grooves in it. They're on top, and then lastly put the nut on. Now they do make a special clutch holder tool. I typically just use an impact, the electric one, because it's not going to get too tight. And plus I don't have that tool, so. There you go. It's all nice and in there. And then we put our push rod in. So that's in there. And last, put our end plate on. And then finally, we put our, got a bearing that fell out. Actually, there's a bearing that goes in the middle here. There we go. And then lastly, we put on our springs, and then we crank these down to whatever they require depending on the bike. And then we go ahead and put our clutch cover back on, and we hope for the best. I don't know why this thing is falling out that easy, but no big deal. So that is going to do it for this one. We'll make this another part of the video, a separate video. There we go. And we'll get this thing rocking. So go take it for another ride and see what happens. hopefully that will have cured our issues. Now keep in mind, this is all, a lot of these parts are aluminum, like these, not the bolt, but the actual studs themselves, or the standoffs, whatever you want to call them. So you don't want to over crank anything. And you always want to try to use any torque specs that you have, and you can usually, find those online. Sometimes I know some of them, but typically I just have to look online too. I don't know them by heart. I know the covers are usually 7 foot-pounds, but like these, this is a different impact wrench, a smaller one. I'll lightly get them started, and then I'll go ahead and hit them with the torque wrench. In this case, one of these small ones. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Actually, before we end that one, I do want to show you one thing. So if you want to check before you put the cover on, make sure the clutch is working, go ahead and pull it in. It does feel smoother. Whether or not we've cured the problem, we won't know until we actually take it for a spin, get it warmed up. So stay tuned for that one. Again, thanks for watching. Post any questions or comments. I try to refrain from torque specs, because just look them up. Takes a lot of time. That's it. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.